this is Liz from People I Think Are Cool, a bi-weekly podcast where I interview my favorite creatives from across the globe. If you're looking for a dose of creative inspiration, then go to peopleithinkarecool.com or subscribe to People I Think Are Cool on iTunes and Stitcher.
You like film, from cult to classic, from blockbuster to B-movies. And there just isn't that one place with all the fan fervor and passion that's covering the kind of mad, diverse brilliance that you love.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
AfterMovieDiner.com is that fan-built movie nirvana just for you, featuring the sweet, sweet writings of the wife dork herself. AfterMovieDiner.com. Go there. Be the best you can be.
Listening to the In the Mouth of Dorkness podcast, the official podcast of the Alamo Drafthouse, Winchester.
Welcome to another edition of the It Modcast podcast. Joining us is Lisa Gullickson, wife dork.
I'm so excited for this fistful.
And also joining us is Brad Gullickson, mouth dork.
My name is Chocolate Chip Charlie, and my hands are registered weapons.
And I'm your host, Darren Smith, the Disco Dork. And welcome to another edition of the It Modcast podcast, Fistful Friday.
Oh, crack an egg on it.
Happy TGIFF MFers. In honor of, wait, how do we? Okay. I think I got it.
You got it?
In honor of the release of Men in Black International, starring Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, but also starring Kumail Nanjiani as the little alien guy that you see in the trailer, we have a fistful of stand-up comedians in movies.
Brad came up with a snappier title for it. What was it?
Oh, I did?
Fistful of stand-up guys or something
yeah. A fistful of stand-up guys and gals.
Okay, so yeah. So with that in mind, shout out to the turtle dork who's not here. You suck.
Boo.
I'm so excited about this fistful because this is the first time. So we got a little, we got procrastinating about picking what our fistful was going to be this week. And so we came up with it before
10 minutes ago,
and I was able to put my fistful together faster than the other dudes in this room. So I feel like,
yeah, well, you are the stand-up
nerd.
Comedy dork.
I am. I really, really am.
So you have us at a disadvantage. So with that
Which
in
is why
mind,
I prefer all men.
No, same.
What is your number 5?
My number 5 is a 3-way tie.
What the hell, Lisa?
Well, to me, like, I follow stand-ups very closely.
Yeah.
I like to see them, I listen to all the podcasts. I hear them bubble up on Put Your Hands Together, or I chase them down from Comedy Bang Bang or whatever. And then when I see these people slowly bubble up in films, I get a little thrill out of it. I'm not going to lie. So one was very recently in Always Be My Maybe, which stars Ali Wong.
Keanu Reeves is not a stand-up comedian,
He's
Lisa.
not, but Ali Wong is. Randall Park, I don't know if he is or not. I don't know where he comes from.
He's a comedian, funny man.
I got a thrill from seeing Michelle Buteau, who is an amazing stand-up comedian. She is so funny. Mm-hmm. She currently has a podcast that I don't remember the title of, but I listen to and love, and she's one of my newer-ish faves, even though she's been on the scene a long time. Then also Jessica Williams from Two Dope Queens. I'm always talking about Two Dope Queens on this podcast. Oh, I think that's how I've discovered Michelle Buteau, was because of Two Dope Queens. Jessica Williams, one of the Two Dope Queens, was recently in Booksmart. She's also popped up in the new Twilight Zone, which is absolutely so fun. She was in Crimes of Grindelwald, I think.
Okay.
Too, which I didn't see. And then a very thrilling one was when Cameron Esposito popped up in Slight. And that is like her third acting credit. And she plays kind of the light butch bar owner. Yeah. So I love seeing these faces that I love pop up in movies. That's so cool. Yes. Well, because it's an unmemorable role. I mean, I obviously remember it because I love Cameron Esposito, but it's just kind of like a small-ish role. And yeah, It's fun to see my friends.
All right. Brad, your number 5.
For my number 5, you could do a whole list of stand-up comedian cameos from the MCU. And I had several to choose from. I was excited about a lot of them, but the one that ultimately rises to the top is Greg Turkington in Ant-Man. He's the Baskin-Robbins manager. Baskin-Robbins always finds out. He calls Paul Rudd into the back office and is like, look, the background check has come through and we know you're a convicted felon, and Baskin-Robbins always finds out, and we don't want any convicted felons in Baskin-Robbins establishments. So take a free Jamba Juice on your way out.
No.
I have one that's better than that.
I don't think so.
And unless it's already on your guys' list, don't wrap
Is it
your
Spider-Man
brain.
Homecoming?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I know. I knew that was yours, so I didn't want to take it. So I thought I'd
now
spoil
you're lying.
it here.
You are lying.
Spoiling it
You're
right
lying
here.
through your teeth.
Right here. Greg Turkington.
Go
Baskin-Robbins.
fuck yourself.
Oh, wow.
Oh. They
right.
would not hire you at Baskin-Robbins with a potty mouth like that, Lisa.
You're probably right.
What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, at Baskin Robbins?
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite Baskin Robbins flavor.
Darren, do you have a favorite
In general,
flavor?
I'm a very mixed
Not of
chocolate chip.
Baskin and Robbins. I'm stuck on Ben and Jerry's right now.
Oh, yeah, Cherry Garcia. You're a Cherry Garcia guy?
Yeah.
Pistachio. The answer is pistachio.
All right.
Brad does and he likes green pistachio.
Yeah.
He's like, get that.
Baskin-Robbins doesn't do green pistachio anymore,
Nobody
though.
does, because why would pistachios turn ice cream green?
Because it's delicious and it should be green. All right. Darren, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Dave Chappelle in The Nutty Professor as Reggie Warrington. Dave Chappelle, a stand-up comedian, in this film has a cameo as a stand-up comedian who comes out and does a set, really bad, offensive set, because he's making fun of Professor Clump as he's in the front row and he's ribbing on him about his weight, which that is one of the factors that leads him to doing the experiment on the serum that changes him into Buddy Love.
Do you have a favorite Dave Chappelle? Like, is that it? Is that your favorite Dave Chappelle cinematic appearance?
No. He also has a cameo in I like him in Men in Tights.
He's so good.
He's great in Men in Tights, but I didn't feel like that was a cameo, so I didn't know if I could put that on here. But he's also in he's in Con Air, right?
Yeah, he's in Con Air.
Would you consider that a cameo though?
Yeah, I think so. He plays cue ball.
Pinball.
Sorry, pinball. Same thing.
He's also in Undercover Brother.
Yeah, he's great in Undercover Brother. That's not a cameo.
Okay, that's more of a supporting role.
What about him in A Star Is Born?
He's great in A Star Is Born.
I was going to put that, but that's not a cameo, right?
Not
He's
really
he's in another Martin Lawrence film, Blue Streak. He plays.
He is?
Yeah, he's the guy. Tully. He's the guy that he has to use him as a. He's like one of the snitches, I think, or whatever. He has to use him to pretend like he's taking him hostage or some shit like that, so he can get out.
Well, I'll let you go beyond cameo because I've gone beyond cameo.
Oh, God damn it. All right, I'll have to do Audible right now.
He's
All right.
also in 200 Cigarettes, which also has Janine Garofalo and I think Stephen Wright. Maybe not
I don't
Stephen
think I've
Wright.
seen 200 Cigarettes.
200 Cigarettes is the first
We got to
rated R
stop
movie.
talking about stand-up comedian cameos because you're
second rated
taking
R.
people from my list, Lisa.
Whoops. All right, Lisa, you're number 4. That's not on Brad's list.
My number 4. Well, since we already mentioned it, I'll make this my number 4. My number 4 is Hannibal Buress, but for 2 different roles. So yes, Coach Wilson from Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'll stick to that as a way better cameo.
But the other one better
Baskin-Robbins
be.
ever find out?
The other one better be.
The Nice Guys, obviously,
Yes.
as the Bumblebee.
Yeah.
That was literally the best.
That would be way up on my list.
It was further up on my list, but because we already mentioned the Spider-Man Homecoming, I didn't want anybody else taking Hannibal Buress.
Okay.
That shit was hilarious.
So good.
All right, great pick.
If somebody steals my number 1, I'm going to throw my laptop.
Jesus.
No looking,
Okay,
Brad.
okay.
All right, Brad.
sorry. Yeah.
You're sitting close, so it might not hurt that much because it's not going to go that far
That's
before
true.
it hits you.
That's true.
No, because then I don't even have to let go.
Oh,
I just
shit.
have to.
You just
I just have
stabbed
to go through.
Yikes.
Follow through on it.
Your number 4?
My number 4 is Stephen Wright
No.
as the voice of the radio DJ in Reservoir Dogs.
That was my number 1.
Yeah.
Really?
K. Billy's That was your number one?
That was my number one.
That's what I just stole?
I love that because it was an in for me to that movie. Because I was
That's your in to Reservoir Dogs?
I was already a huge stand-up fan, and Stephen Wright's voice is something that I would recognize, and not necessarily everybody would recognize. So I got a real thrill out of that, and I've seen Stephen Wright live.
Yeah, he's great.
I've seen everybody live on my list.
He's the perfect
except for
like
Jeff
DGAF radio host.
Yes.
She's like, next up, Steelers wheel.
I think Stephen Wright is a rare genius, though.
I agree. I love Stephen Wright, and he's the perfect voice for K. Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, since we mentioned that then I'm going to throw...
What?
Oh, no, I'm going to save
Keep
this.
it to your list.
Keep
Keep it to your list. That was your number one. All right.
That was my number one.
Cool.
I love it.
Cool. I agree.
All right.
Number 4.
My number 4 is Tracy Morgan. I don't know what the name of his character is, but he has a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. He is the guy when they get to Hollywood, he's trying to, they need a map of the stars. And they approach him on the street. Crack, you want some crack? I don't know why. Like that is so funny to me, but I love it. Just and him popping up in that movie was so unexpected to me. But then like his lines, Miramax. I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, yeah. That's my number 4. I love Tracy Morgan.
He's great.
He's funny. I haven't checked out his new new series he has on I think it's like TBS or whatever, The Last OG. That's the series he's done post his recovery from his
I hear it's good.
his accident. His stand up that he did post that whole Walmart car accident thing was like really good. And so I noticed a difference in his material since that experience, and I'm hearing that his work in this series also taps into that his new, I guess I don't want to say style of comedy. Sorry, Siri, I said series. But yeah, that's my number 4. I love that moment, and I want to say there's like George Carlin pops up in that movie too.
Oh
right?
yeah. He's a homeless guy.
He is a homeless guy. Man, I could pick some more from this movie now that I'm thinking about it. All right, I'll leave it at that. Number 4, Tracy Morgan, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Lisa, your number 3.
I'm doing some quick sorting of my list since Brad took my number 1. But I think I'll do Jim Gaffigan, all of his films at Sundance. Like, I never knew that, Jim Gaffigan of Hot Pockets was going to be, like, in every other movie at Sundance. Though technically 2 of those roles were not cameos. He played the bereaved husband in Light from Light. And these are dramatic roles.
Yeah.
His, the bereaved husband from Light, and one of the...
cult
members of Them That Follow about the snake handlers.
Has that come out yet? That has not come out yet. There hasn't been a theatrical
That
screening of
movie is great.
That movie's awesome.
The more I think about it, the more that movie sticks with me. That's technically a cameo. It's a very small role. And then he also had he played the dad of the little girl in Troop Zero.
Oh yeah.
So he was like all over Sundance, and he had a cameo in my life because I saw him walking around, and I've seen him live.
Yeah. I interviewed him for the Chappaquiddick movie
you did.
last year. Yeah, he was super
You're
cool.
so cool.
I'm so cool. Is that it then?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Brad.
Okay.
My number 3, right, is Patton Oswalt as the voice of the Atom in Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Fun.
He's the little guy who could shrink real small, and at the end of the film, when the Teen Titans are trying to escape out of Warner Brothers, and he's like, "Halt! In the name of the Atom!" And then he hits the windshield of their little buggy, and he gets wiped off like the dirty bug that he is. There is so much superhero shade being thrown around in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, I'll take that one. This one isn't a cameo per se, but you said that it doesn't necessarily have to be cameos. But I just love love this role in this movie, and it is a stand-up comedian, and it's Tommy Davidson as Cream Corn in Black Dynamite.
So good. Not the tribal leader in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
That's more of a cameo. That fits more in line with the criteria, yes. But character-wise,
yeah,
Cream Corn is the better pick for me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Firstly, it's a better movie.
So good.
It's a better character. It gives Tommy Davidson a lot more to do. I don't know, and that character is just a perfect fit. Not to say that the tribal leader is not, but for this film and the world that they built and. It's a perfect movie. That movie's great, and that character in that film, totally in line with the Huggy Bear Antonio Ferguson character that he would play in films in that era. I don't know. It's just a great character. The look, the dialogue, and just the comedy in that film all come together to create a perfect character. Yeah, it's not a cameo because he's in it a lot. But I don't know. You said it didn't have to be a cameo, so I'm gonna have to go with Cream Corn. Plus, I needed an excuse to put him on my Fistful.
Yeah. Well, I needed my number 2. So
yes. All right, Lisa, your number 2.
This is my number 2. Okay. Yeah. This is my number 2. Sorry, I got confused. So a honorable mention to go with my Stephen Wright in Reservoir Dogs was going to be Kathy Griffin in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
she is
oh shit
awful in it.
Yeah.
It is so funny how bad she is. But apparently she had not a full-on sexual but sexual adjacent relationship with Quentin Tarantino.
They got down.
No, they didn't.
They didn't
but
get down?
Did sleep together, but like
what?
two people. Yeah, he just wanted to cuddle. According to her book.
Okay.
But since that
cuddle?
Stephen Wright is no longer on my list, I'm going to do Doug Benson.
Wait,
because
what?
early in his career, he liked to be extras in movies, and so he was an extra on he was an extra in Blade Runner. He's an extra in
Doug
Benson.
The first Blade Runner?
The new one, the 2049?
2049.
No, 1982.
Shit.
Doug Benson's old.
Was he 8? Oh.
Doug Benson is old. He's in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And this is my favorite one. He's one of the dancers in Captain EO.
What?
In New Zealand. Yes.
What?
Hold on. Doug Benson, the weed guy, is in Blade Runner, Fast Times, and Captain EO?
And About Last Night.
How old is he?
That was a naughty movie.
How old is Doug Benson? He was born. He's 56.
Oh, damn. Okay.
He was born
It's
in
all
1962.
that weed keeps him young.
Keeps him young.
What the fuck?
I think it's
Captain
all.
EO?
He has a little bit of a baby face. It's by baby face. It's a kind way of me saying very puffy. He's a little puffy. Keeps you young. Yeah. That dude's got stories.
That's
man.
fascinating.
And he can remember them.
I want all his Captain EO stories.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Brad?
Yes. My number 2, not really a cameo, but a character role, but it's a small role. It's John Mulaney as the voice of Spider-Ham in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We've spoken many, many times about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It was my favorite film of last year. I've watched it several times this year. Again, I love, love, love this film. And I really just appreciate how they take the Spider-Ham universe and put it into Miles's universe, and how, Spider-Ham uses cartoon physics to get the job done. He's got the mallet at the ready to pull from his pocket and smash it onto the Scorpion's head. He's got the quips. He can, follow. He can levitate in the air when he smells a pie. He's a delight. And, John Mulaney, perfect voice to capture that kind of Roger Rabbit energy. Mm-hmm. John Mulaney as Spider-Ham. So good.
All right. My number 2 is the late, great stand-up comedian Richard Pryor.
Oh, damn it.
As Daddy Rich in Car Wash.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a great movie, firstly, with Franklin Ajayi is in it as the Fly. Bill Duke, a young Bill Duke. George Carlin is in that movie too as a cab driver. God damn, he could have been on my list.
Yeah, multiple times.
Son of a hoo-ha. Damn. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but it's one of my favorite comedy/dramas.
It's a good film. I watched it not too long ago. It's good.
Yeah. It's the guy who directed that also did. I want to say he did. Not Enter the Dragon. Not Last Dragon.
Yeah.
I think he did Purple Rain.
I'll find out for you.
But yeah. Richard Pryor has a small part. He's Daddy Rich. He's this famous guy who comes through the car wash in a limo. So the guys at the car wash throughout their days and their day-to-day work there, they are used to servicing. It's a hand-washing car wash facility. Actually, they have a machine that you drive through, and then they can detail it by hand when you come out the other side of it. And so their day-to-day is just your normal average Joe's automobile coming through there. And one day, they get the privilege of servicing the car of Daddy Rich, this nice white big Cadillac, driven by Richard Pryor. And so, they see this guy this black guy who has his money, and when he pulls up, he steps out of his car, and the Pointer Sisters actually sing his theme song. If you got to believe in something, why not believe in me? As a matter of fact, he's like a minister, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. He's like this evangelical minister. Did I say that word right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And so, but he's one of those guys that it's really more about the money than it is the message. And the Pointer Sisters are singing his song, and so everyone's in amazement. And but it turns out, even though he's rich and he's driving a Cadillac, he's really cheap and he doesn't tip. And then when he tips, he takes the money back. But Richard Pryor plays that scene so great, so perfectly. Yeah.
Michael Schultz is the
Michael
director.
Schultz.
And he directed The Last Dragon. But he directed Greased Lightning. Mm-hmm. He directed Disorderlies. He directed Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, mm-hmm. Carbon Copy, Bustin' Loose. He did episodes of Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Crush Groove is his.
Yes.
Picket Fences. Like he's got
a great filmography. Yeah.
Chicago Hope, Ally McBeal.
Jesus,
he's directed
really?
Everything. Yeah.
Huh.
The Practice, Jag episodes. Yeah, his credits are amazing.
Yeah. Well,
the OC. Like, wow.
Car Wash is one of my favorite films of his. So thank you for that, Michael Schultz. That's my number 2. Lisa.
Yes.
Shit. Your number 1, I have no idea.
Well, of course, my number 1 has to be one of my, definitely my all-time favorite comedian, Maria Bamford, in An Evening with Beverly Loughlin.
Oh,
she's credited as an elegant or the elegant lady, something like that. I can't remember exactly what and I can't even remember exactly what the role was.
Yeah.
But all I know, it was the most perfect casting of Maria Bamford, including Lady Dynamite. I think Lady Dynamite is I don't want to say too much Bamford, but it gets real weird.
Yeah.
Where, and it's not like An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, directed by Jim Hosking. It's not weird,
right?
but it's slightly less weird than Maria Bamford is. And so her coming in as this cameo and her just doing her thing is just so good.
Yeah. Brings
me so much joy. And that movie is great. And Craig Robinson is also a stand-up
That's right.
kind of guy.
That's right.
But it's not cameo.
It's not.
So, yay.
All right. I would have never guessed that one.
You shoulda. Really?
But
I love
there's so many
Maria
comedians that you love. Firstly, number 1.
Yes.
There's that. And then
that is true.
There's so many different movies.
That is true.
I don't know. But yeah, all right. Great pick.
Thank you.
Brad.
Yes.
Shit. What could your number? I really don't.
I mean, there's so many people to choose from, but when I think of stand-up turned actors, I think of 2 people as like the highlight of it. I think of Richard Pryor, and the career that he brought from stand-up.
Yeah.
I love your pick. I think the movie I would talk about with Richard Pryor, because it's probably the first feature-length film of his that I saw as a kid that I obsessed over, that I watched over and over and over again, was Moving, where he and his family are trying to move across the country, and it's just a total nightmare.
But he's the star.
He's the star. I'm not picking that. I'm
okay.
just saying that's who I think of when I think of stand-up.
Was he in Uptown Saturday Night?
Yeah.
Would you pick the Mac?
No. Oh, that's interesting. No, I'm going with another comedian. The other guy I think of. I think of Robin Williams, right? And what's interesting about Robin Williams is once he made it big, he didn't really do cameos, right? Like he goes from Mork and Mindy to The World According to Garp. You know, like he's starring almost immediately, but he does have an extended cameo. I would call it a full-on scene in Terry Gilliam's The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He plays the King of the Moon. It's a totally insane, manic performance. He's got this crazy get-up on. His head detaches from his body and he spins around. I found it terrifying as a child. But it's one of those things where it's like, Robin Williams is always Robin Williams, and even though he is acting in this movie under an uncredited name, I think it's, what is this, like Ray Tuto, I want to say? He's so Robin Williams as the man on the moon, as the king of the moon. And that spinning head thing, and I see it as a precursor of his performance as the genie in Aladdin.
Nice.
You know, I feel like that kind of style of Robin Williams begins or is evolving from The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. So that's my number one.
All right. Does Bill Murray count as a stand-up comedian?
No.
He doesn't?
What, did he not do stand-up? He didn't do stand-up? He didn't start out
He's
as
a
stand-up?
sketch.
He was a sketch guy. That's right. Yeah, it was like SCTV and stuff like that.
Sounds different. Okay, so I won't use him. Does Eddie Murphy count?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he
All right,
does.
so I'm inviting controversy. Okay, so yeah, because cameo, right? So the definition of cameo is
We're playing fast and loose.
we are loosey goosey here.
Not me.
So
Not
well, I am. So the cameo is like a character who's in the movie for like one scene, right? Or a scene or two, like just in and out.
In and out. A little in and out.
A little in and out. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go with Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, and
interesting.
I'm just gonna have that as my pick because in that movie, Eddie Murphy himself does cameos
smart.
of a bunch of different characters.
I like it
because I couldn't. It's hard to choose. How do you choose between Sexual Chocolate, or any one of the old guys, or the old guy in the barbershop? But I don't know. Like I feel like, and that was Eddie Murphy's first film where he would attempt multiple characters in the same film. He would go on to do it in the movie that was my number 5, The Nutty Professor. Right. But this one, I found it to be a more dynamic set of characters because you juxtapose the barbershop guy with Sexual Chocolate with Prince Hakeem, and that's just Eddie Murphy showing his talent for, because in comedy, like, you know, stand-up comedians would do that when they go into like stories, and whether they're portraying family members or relatives or made-up people, they create these characters, and Eddie Murphy was able to do that in the film with the help of like Rick Baker's special effects to actually become and embody these different people. And so with his comedic timing, with his knack for different voices and creating these different personalities, I don't know, I feel like this is I could not pick one of these characters from this movie, but I can't pick one in particular, so I'm just going to say his work, Eddie Murphy's work in Coming to America.
Yeah.
That's
Good
my
pick.
number 1.
I like it. I like it. Creative.
Sexual Chocolate. That boy good. So that's going to do it for our Fistful. Hit us up on social media at @ItModcast. And let us know what your top 5 stand-up guys and gals are. And you can follow the podcast at @ItModcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow the Turtle Dork and ask him what his Fistful is. Don't let him get off the hook just because he's not here. Bug him and get his top 5 at the Turtle Dork on Twitter, at the Turtle Dork 1 on Instagram, and at Brian William Young on Facebook. Wife Dork is at Sidewalk Siren on Twitter and Instagram. She's also at Bake Dork on Twitter and Instagram. She's at Sidewalk Siren on Letterboxd as well. And Brad Gullickson is at Mouth Dork on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd, and Untapped. And I am Darren Smith, the Disco Dork on all social medias. That is going to do it for us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go check out Men in Black International, for that shall be our review cast. Once again, join us on Sunday at the Alamo Draft House in Winchester I am hosting the still awesome film Memento, Christopher Nolan's masterpiece. And if you have time and you feel like you got to go check out Shaft, go check out Shaft.
Go watch Shaft.
Yeah, so you and Brad can discuss it. That's going to do it for us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you all for listening. And until next time.